Welcome back.
Welcome back. Continuing our conversation from yesterday.
I fucking or 2 days ago. Who knows when I'm gonna upload this?
10 days ago.
400 years ago.
500 years from now.
I'm gonna forget to upload an episode, and it will have moved past this conversation, and then I'll be like,
It'll
oh
the
shit,
previous one.
episode blah blah of Bloodboren.
Yes.
Anyway, Shimonetta took that anime took the I'm horny to the next level and turned it into like the whole plot of the anime.
Yeah.
That shit was amazing.
It's like if you look at well, I don't know, man. Like Giga recently released a video about like why I like trash anime and why it's okay.
Well, there's nothing wrong with liking trash anime. There's nothing.
Well,
there's nothing wrong with liking Big Brother or any other trash reality TV show, as long as you acknowledge that it's trash.
Yeah.
You know, well, you don't have to acknowledge that. Like, as long as you acknowledge like the stuff that's wrong with it, but still be like, but I enjoy it. You know, it's fine. Whatever, dude. Mm-hmm. You do you.
Yeah, but I would also argue that like you don't honestly have to think there's anything wrong with it. If you enjoy it, then it's fine. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I would say. Like you can be like, yeah, someone could say there's shitty characters, but if you like the characters, a lot of people think Kirito sucks, but I don't. I like Kirito, and I liked.
You don't think he's at all one-dimensional or a Marty Stew? Like he always has the most power.
No.
Kind of boring.
I mean, I don't really think it's that boring. I mean, there's a couple episodes where he almost dies, so, you know. It's more than Rey in the new Star Wars movies, but people seem to be okay with... Not people, but some people seem to be okay with her. But that's my point, is like, I don't know, I just don't see where a lot of that hatred comes from. I feel like it kind of became really cool just to hate Sword Art Online, and...
Which is weird, because I remember when Sword Art Online first came out, everyone was sucking its dick real hard, and I was like, this anime is just... fucking a rehash of two older series.
Yeah, well, you know, and... Oh shit, I might die. Nope! Oh,
but I also... I'm an old enough douchebag in the anime scene that I remember getting fucking dubbed copies of El Hazard the Wanderers from my local fucking FYE.
Oh, I got one.
It wasn't even FYE, it was, God, what was the name of that fucking...
Oh god.
I don't know. It was next door to my local software, etc.
Yes.
Like that's how old that shit was. We're talking like I was watching dubbed shit on VHS in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying like I'm an OG anime fan, but like I remember watching Bubblegum Crisis and shit back in the day.
Yeah. But that's the thing though.
So like there's a lot of tropes and shit that I'm like I've seen the genesis of this nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the thing though, is I can watch the same show over and over again. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't bug me that like if it does it and it does it well enough to where I'm enjoying it, then yeah, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, a lot of people like super love Kill la Kill, and I really need to rewatch it. But like I even though I was a big fan of Gurren Lagann, I didn't really like Kill la Kill that much until I read someone's synopsis, whereas Gurren Lagann is like an exploration of adolescence from a male's perspective, where you're trying to like. Shit's weird. Though I would say that's less so than, say, Fooly Cooly, which is definitely an exploration of adolescence from the male perspective.
No, absolutely.
But, like...
Eyebrows.
Whereas, Kill la Kill is a great example of them exploring, like, adolescence and how society treats women from a female perspective, because she gets more power... by wearing this skimpy clothing that literally eats her blood and eats away at her.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it's a whole thing. And I have not gone back and tried to rewatch Kill la Kill since reading that. So there's probably, like, I'm not the person to go over it, but it's an interesting take on it, and watching it from that perspective, it makes me, like, before I was just like, there's just a lot of fan service, and it's really fast-paced, and there's not a lot of, like, plot content, it feels like.
There's story and stuff later in the season. My argument...
But I also, I don't like Neon Genesis Evangelion, so I'm probably, like, a real fucking weird person as far as anime goes.
Well, I'm in that... So, not Neon Genesis. Kill la Kill, I really like the first episode, because the animation is so fucking good. But, After that, like, I know people say it's an intentional and artistic choice, but I just don't like the intentional artistic choice to really just drop the anime quality.
It's like that one episode of Gurren Lagann where they first meet the black siblings, and it's like the animation quality is noticeably worse than every other episode in the anime.
It's just like
You're like, no.
I like just legit don't like it. I understand that like it's an artistic choice, but I'm just not a fan of that particular artistic choice. I really like the first episode because of how well animated it is, but with Neon Genesis, I see where the appeal comes from, but it just doesn't. I don't feel as attached to that show as a lot of people do. It's like Star Wars, all right? I know why the original trilogy has all the traction it has. I get it, but I don't like it because it's just boring to me. Neon Genesis has some great scenes, and I will say, for as old as it is very well animated.
It's got one of the best theme songs of fucking anime history.
But
Cruel Angel's Thesis is just a fucking banger, dude.
But it's just like, I don't necessarily think it's like this like end-all be-all anime.
Well, people just love the shit out of it.
I think what really
people love the shit out of it because I feel like a lot of people it was like their first anime and they saw a lot of deep into it. And meanwhile, I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, a lot of this stuff is quote unquote deep.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's less actually deep and more like I'm 14 and this is deep.
Yeah.
Like, well,
and I don't know, man. It's one of those shows that like I think what really strengthened like
I feel like it's trying. I feel like Ava's biggest issue is that it tries so hard to have this extra layer of this is what's going on in these people's heads that it forgets that there is a top layer that is here's what's actually going on in this anime.
So I think part of what really strengthened like what that show is the fact that there was such a strong community around it. You know what I mean? Like, because people...
Well, it was an early anime. It was one of those animes where it's like you would go on to fucking message boards and at your local shop and talk about it.
Yeah,
and it was released back in the day when animes weren't consistently released in the States.
No, yeah. It was a different time. It's back when I was starved for Toonami. But, even before then.
Neon Genesis Evangelion was coming out back during my VHS days. So we're talking, like, I would have, like, ADP videos of the Slayers that would have previews for Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yeah. And that's, like, I don't know, like, that's why I kind of think, like, I think comparatively speaking to a huge chunk of society, like, I have shit taste, because I like the first season of SAO, and I don't hate Neon Genesis, I just don't, like, love it like a lot of people do, you know what I mean?
I just feel like I watched through it, and by the time, what I took away at the end of the show was, I was just like, okay, but what happens?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing.
And I feel like there's a lot more interesting, like, I'm not interested in exploring Shinji's damage and everyone else's emotional damage. There's interesting shit happening in this world with the angels and stuff.
Yeah.
And giant mechs and, like, clones and, you know, Shinji's mom being turned into an Ava. Like, all that shit is the more interesting part to me, because that shit's not, like, that's not shit that's happening in real life that can be explored via literally any Philosophy 101 class.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this, like, Shinji's being, Shinji's messed up because of his father's expectations and a lack of love and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, this is all fucking Psychology 101.
Yeah.
Cool. And again, I feel like it's just a lot of art, a lot of, like...
Because I was on a slope.
I'm 14.
I fucked myself.
I'm 14 and this is deep. And it's like, cool, but... I mean, I'm not saying, like, anyone who feels like it really touched something and they felt attached to it, cool. I'm glad you felt that way. That means it was a successful piece of art for you. It just wasn't for me.
You know what's weird is, do you ever watch Razafon? It's essentially like a reimagining, not even a reimagining, it's pretty much like another studio that did pretty much Ava. There's some slight differences, but for the most part, all the characters are there and shit. For some reason, I liked Razafon a lot, but I just didn't fall in love with Ava like I did Razafon. And they were pretty much the same anime. I mean, even Satanix was like, because he watched Razafon, he's like, yeah, Razafon is pretty much just Ava. And I'm like, yeah, I can definitely see the similarities, because it's pretty... they just kind of split a couple characters into like 2 different people, and then made a couple other characters into 1 person. You know, and they switched some stuff around, but it's pretty much the same concept. The only difference is at the end, they build a new universe by tuning it to the sound of a string. There's a baby. I don't know. It's weird. You just have to watch it.
I don't know.
It's anime. Yeah.
That shit, like, I just feel like shows like that try to get too deep up their own ass.
Yeah, it's kind of pretentious, yeah. Oh, fuck! Jesus. That scared the shit out of me.
I like stuff that makes you think and has deeper meaning, but I feel like a lot of that stuff, it wants to make you think have a deeper meaning, but a lot of it's not that deep.
Yeah. Pretty surface level.
Like, it's not even just that surface level. It's just exploring things that again aren't particularly interesting.
Yeah.
To me,
haven't been explored before in other mediums. Oh shit! I guess I do have to go to the other side. First, I'm gonna kill this guy. Pro tip: kill this guy. For this game that's like 30 years old.
Yeah, 30-year-old PlayStation 4 game.
Yeah, dude. 30-year-old Dude, this game was brought back from the past. Like Samurai
This game was a forgotten Dindy classic.
This guy, damn dude, throwing some salt. Fucking, what was to say? This game is it's like Samurai Jack, dude. Went back to the past. Samurai Jack. Sorry.
What
did you think of Samurai Jack?
I loved Samurai Jack.
I did too. I never watched the conclusion, but the original run, definitely liked it a lot.
That's the thing. I like stuff that wears its story on its sleeve a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff that tries to be super deep, I feel like a lot of times loses itself in its attempt to be deep.
Yeah. I already killed this guy.
Yeah,
I can smell.
Just murdered him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just.
So it's like it requires really careful, like.
You know
what is it? I read a quote earlier today that was like, if you have big ideas, you can have either big ideas or big changes.
Yeah.
In a narrative, you shouldn't try to do both.
Yeah. It's like whenever I try to write a poem, it's like I want to write something super deep that's like really impactful and makes people think and moves people. And then I write it and I read it back to myself and I'm like, this is ass garbage. I hate this. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, you can tell it's try hard. I don't want to be that guy. Oh shit. Jesus. Fuck. Alright, check this out.
The best philosophy kind of stuff presents a idea in a way that's just like one step removed from the norm so that it makes it a little easier to understand.
You can't get in here.
Stuff that goes beyond that is like just trying to get too far up its own ass, I feel like. Especially if it's being designed for mainstream consumption.
I haven't watched the rebuilds of Eva, but...
So there's I don't know, I haven't watched anything past the first one, but from my understanding, like it's not even that, it's like the current theory, and that maybe even beyond it at this point, is that those aren't just retellings, they are literal continuations, because it's after the end of Eva. Shinji rebuilt the world, but wanted it to go back to how it was with a few minor changes.
Yeah.
And that's the world of the rebuild.
We're gonna have to get Satonics in here to explain the entirety of Evangelion Neon Jellyfish to us. If I die to the doorway comics. No, but what was I say? I really. Oh hey Grizz, welcome to the party. Yeah, we did tape things to your door, and not your door, the other door, but it's your presents, Merry Christmas. Also, for you, from him, from Freddy. Hi everyone, say hi to Grizz. Hi, everybody. There you go.
Hi everybody. What's up, Grizz?
No, but yeah, dude. Like I haven't watched the rebuilds, but so okay. After watching the original run, without the end of Evangelion, I was like, man, I can see why people sent this guy fucking death threats. And then after that, I was like, and if that was just the anime, I'd be like, this anime is fucking garbage. But, and then the end of Evangelion happened, and I'm like, the end of Evangelion is just, it's just too fucking long, man. Like, and that's where I kind of felt like it was up its own ass. But we probably just lost Kyle as a subscriber, so. Oh god. Oh, he's so big.
If you want a show that I feel like did a good job of having ideas...
Oh, wrong button.
And also giant robots and fan service for no good reason...
Gundam Wing.
Nope. Godanner.
Godanner. Is that the sex one?
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
What I've gotten from this conversation...
Godanner
you like
tries to
anime
approach...
with sex in it.
Well, Godanner tries to approach the idea of toxic masculinity in a very interesting fashion.
Yes.
A little too on the nose, but it tries, goddammit.
Dude, what I'm getting from this is that you like anime with sex in it.
I mean, who doesn't? I am Naked Toy Poodle.
You are Naked Toy Poodle, in fact. That's
I
true.
need that kink in my life.
that kink in your life.
who doesn't like a dumpster fire?
Kill Jacket Man approves.
I need that kink in my life.
Need that kink in my life.
Why do you think I liked
got that.
Why do you think I liked
That-
Sonic so much as a kid?
You got that because Rouge the Bat. You.
Rouge the Bat wasn't around until late
in
adolescence.
So give it to me.
Rouge didn't exist until Sonic Adventure 2, and that was like 2002,
I don't
2001.
think I want to do this fight yet. But if I do it, I can go back.
But you can do it next time.
You can go back.
Yeah, next time on Filthy Casual Gaming, we'll find out if I actually fight this guy or not.
I believe in you.
Shut up and sit down.